Thank you for joining us today. You're listening to the Jake and Josh podcast. I'm Jake.
And I'm Josh.
And you're listening to episode 26.
Yep. We finally made it.
Yeah.
26.
We finally made it to 26. I can finally ask my dad to be proud of me.
We can finally have cheaper car insurance. And we live in a state where you have to have car insurance, and not all states have that. So, way to relate to all our...
So, not all states have to have Allstate?
Ho-ho!
So, some, you don't have to be in good hands. So, yeah, we have the same amount of episodes as I have years on this planet.
Wait, I always forget you're 26.
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it's like I'm your older brother.
Speaking of being of legal age, Jake, did you hear in the news this week that the wife or ex-wife of Jared Fogle is suing Subway, claiming they knew about his pedophilia years ago?
I feel like this is one of those lawsuits that could potentially open up a shitstorm, because if she wins that lawsuit that they know she was that they knew he was a pedophile, what is to stop me from suing Subway because they knew Jared was a pedophile? Like, is like the precedent that this would set if she were to win?
Well, the only thing I think though is I would hope she has some sort of plausible evidence of this. But here's the thing. When that news story broke, everyone's sharing the story of how Subway knew about it years ago, and it's heresy on Subway's part. But I'm like, are we missing the fact that his wife knew years ago?
Yeah.
Like,
well, maybe is she saying that she knew too? Or is she saying that she was kept in the dark as well?
Okay, that's a valid point. The only factor that
you guys
should
have told me he was a pedophile so I could help.
Hide the bodies. Yeah.
Make more.
Oh, man. You would think if you're a pedophile, you just have a bunch of kids. Like, I don't even think he had one, but you could have like a kid a year, and then whatever age group you want, you got it, you know? Just wait.
It's like a petting zoo.
A pedo zoo.
Pedo zoo.
Did we already have the title, a pedo zoo?
A pedo zoo. Pedoing zoo?
Oh my god.
The logo, like, you just have that pedo bear mascot on the outside of it.
The fuck is a pedo bear?
It's like this logo that, I don't know, it's like this cheap, like, bear cartoon drawing that is used to represent pedophiles, I guess. I don't know.
It has to be made by pedophiles.
It probably is.
Like, that's
They make all the other good stuff.
Oh.
Do you know, and this is slightly off topic, but you know,
good.
Yeah, actually it's not that off topic. Do you know one of the abbreviations they use, it's more like an anachronism for it. They refer to it as cheese pizza, like on the like in the areas of the internet where they share that kind of thing.
So they're like, hey, you got any cheese pizza?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Do they send themselves emojis of cheese pizza and then Domino's gets confused and delivers them pizza?
The Domino's guy is in on it and he just doesn't know.
This is off topic. Domino's is retarded.
Why are they adding salads? They haven't,
as if their food cost wasn't low enough, here's lettuce.
They haven't mastered the pizza, so they added sandwiches. They hadn't mastered sandwiches yet, and they added like fried chicken strips. They hadn't mastered that, so they added salads.
And they're doing it for us.
Yeah.
Here, let me vent about pizza companies, specifically Domino's, for a moment.
Specifically Domino's.
Well, first, overall pizza companies. One, and
there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah. This goes out to all of our listeners. Don't ever pay full price for pizza.
Yeah.
If you order online, Google a promo code.
No, if you ever order Papa John's, promo code SAVE25. If you order online, instantly 25% off. It's always available. It never expires. That is the coupon code you need.
So right there, they're charging people who are too dumb and lazy. And I Google promo codes everywhere. I'll be like in Kohl's thinking about buying a tie for $9. And my deciding factor is finding a coupon on Retail Me Not or something.
Yeah. And if you're not the type of person, like if you're the type of person that doesn't want to pay extra for delivery charge, that also works for carryout, you get 25% off and you get to just go pick up your pizza like you were intending to do. It just has to be ordered online. And if you live in a state if you live in a city that has an NFL team,
Yeah,
50% off after your team wins. So Cleveland, I'm sorry.
Oh man, they pay full price for pizza all the time.
I bet they have a deal with the Indians or the Cavaliers though, because Indianapolis has a deal with the Pacers too, where you get 50% off if they score 90 or more points.
Well, Papa John's is a very community based like company. I could see them doing in Cleveland, like every 4 losses you get a free pizza. But let's go back to Domino's for a moment. So, like a year and a half or 2 years ago, their app had an update which allowed you to order your pizza with your voice. And I'm like, kind of like calling and ordering your pizza. Did we miss the redundancy of this technology?
Instead of calling and ordering your pizza, you could yell at your phone, and then your phone will order the pizza.
Which led them and me to their next update, where you can now tweet a picture, like an emoji of pizza, to them, and somehow that registers an order. And I don't know the full technology there, but that's how they advertise it.
It probably starts, I would imagine, that they have some kind of bot that like scans Twitter for pizza-related tweets for Domino's.
Yep.
And then they get the tweet, and then they
send you a link or something.
They send you a DM for, like, with the details for where to send your pizza, and then they probably, like, set you up with, like, a PayPal arrangement or some shit like that.
So what do you think they did last week when I sent them the emoji of a slightly brown male face, because I'm slightly brown, and a gun?
They sent the Secret Service to your house.
Again. Jesus, we're already 6.5 minutes in. Jake,
6.5 minutes in?
I might edit some of this stuff.
6.5 inches in.
Good one. Where'd you get the other inch? Okay. Will you announce our music?
Yeah, here's music.
Coming at you live from Building 7 in New York, it's the only show that always has its dick out for Harambe, making America okay again. It's the Jake and Josh Podcast.
Alright, and now here's no more music.
Yeah, that was whelming.
Yeah, we had the beginning of the music, there was the middle of the music where I talked in a deep voice, and then there was the end of the music.
Was that you, or was that Harambe?
Satan.
Oh.
It was the soul of Harambe. Did you see that they have a sexy Harambe costume?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I want it.
Is it, okay, but I feel like... okay,
for me to wear.
That's
I should specify.
Do women buy sexy Halloween outfits with the concept of having sex in them?
No, because that's where my mind goes. Like, that's, like, if you're buying a sexy Halloween costume, like, I want to do it with you while you're wearing the costume.
Okay, but do women do that?
Probably not.
Yeah, they fucking tease
It's
us.
like it's weird, like, the whole lingerie thing's kind of weird, too, because, like, I much prefer being completely naked, and so... You're wearing fancy lingerie.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm just gonna take it off as quickly as I can.
See, I like...
Especially if you're wearing it.
That's disgusting. Let's go back to sexy Harambe.
Sex Harambe.
Is it weird if a woman was wearing a sexy Harambe costume, I would want to wear a young child costume, and that's almost... and then you could sit in the corner with a rifle-shaped camera filming it all.
You'd have the little kid costume. I'd be dressed up like the man in yellow from Curious George.
That's not a bad one. For some reason, I was picturing the hunter from Jumanji.
Van Pelt.
You remember his fucking name?
Yeah, and it's weird. Did you also realize that the dad, the guy who played the dad, also
was
played
Van Pelt? Yeah,
that's weird.
Did you know that the kid in the beginning and Robin Williams were the same person? Okay.
That's not true.
It was a time progression thing.
They actually waited 30 years to film the rest of that movie.
Dude, how do we start talking about sexy Harambe? Sometimes we get off topic.
You said it was, you said that the voice
of
Harambe. And then I was like, speaking of Harambe, did you see the sexy Harambe costume?
I think, You don't even have to call it a sexy Harambe costume. Just call it a Harambe costume. He was sexy. That's gross.
I don't know if I call him sexy. He was definitely handsome. He was handsome AF. And also, if you're gonna dress up as Harambe for Halloween, don't get a generic gorilla costume.
You have to get one with a bullet wound.
No, those generic gorilla costumes, they are not, that's not Harambe. That's not what he stood for.
Yeah, they just changed the name of the costume. They already had like 6 trillion of in stock because no one was ordering them.
Yeah, now it's a Harambe costume.
Yep.
They just put red paint on the front of it.
Can we talk about apes in general for a moment?
Yeah.
Okay, so I talked on the show.
Weird, hold on. Weird, like, point, like the distinguishing factor between like an ape and a monkey. Apes don't have tails.
So we're apes?
We are apes. Technically. We're primates.
Yeah.
And no primates have tails.
So are monkeys and apes primates?
Yes.
But not all monkeys are apes and not all apes are monkeys.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. So I have talked to you a little bit on the show about, I do believe in evolution, but it has led me to this thing.
I do like that movie.
Dude, I was just talking about it the other day with David Duchovny, Orlando Jones, and Sean William Scott.
Yeah, it was a really funny movie. It was an underrated funny movie too.
Remember the topic we were talking about, because now I'm going to get off topic.
Okay.
I read this thing today about, and it's weird, like I didn't even realize, I haven't seen Sean William Scott in anything since The Rundown, maybe?
Role Models.
Role Models, okay. Oh, that's a good example.
Yeah.
So,
and I fucking loved him in Role Models.
In American Pie, or in that series, and
Yeah.
in Role Models, those are the only 2 films he's ever been in that has gotten at least 50% of its money back, if not made a profit. The amount of flops he has been in, and then for some reason in Hollywood, like that stigma gets, like Sean William Scott seems cool when you cast him, but then no one goes to see his movies. But then I'm reading through the titles of movies, I'm like, I've never heard of these. Like, I would venture to say, I can imagine.
He's in a lot of low budget movies.
Yeah, they probably suck.
He was in a movie called Goon where he played, he was a hockey player.
Mm-hmm.
Not terrible. It's
Really?
on Netflix, yeah.
Which, if it's not terrible and it's on Netflix, then Rotten Tomatoes give it a 12%.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, they probably hated it. Because, I mean, it was surprisingly funny. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I liked it though.
I just like him as a person. Like, I don't know if I doubt he's like,
you know who he
artistic.
is? He's like if Chris Pratt never lost weight.
That's,
like, not to say that Sean William Scott's fat, but Chris Pratt didn't really get his break until
I think Chris Pratt is funnier.
slimmed down.
Sean William Scott has the likability of Chris Pratt.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, Chris Pratt can milk it.
Yeah.
And I want to milk him.
Yeah, they're both sexy AF.
Fuck, what were we talking about? Evolution.
You were talking about evolution. Not the movie.
I was just about to talk about the aliens again. So
take the leg!
Dude, okay. For our listeners that aren't familiar with
That's one of my favorite scenes.
That's one of the better scenes in cinematography. I'm not even gonna set the whole setting, but they're in this underground cavern where aliens are.
I'm gonna do a brief rundown. So there's aliens.
You have 4 minutes.
That's a lot of setting I could do.
You have 3 minutes.
A meteor hits Earth. There's alien life on it. The alien life proceeds to evolve.
At a rapid pace.
Yeah.
Not rabbit. Sorry. Rapid. God dang it.
Did I say president again?
It's a rapid season.
But anyway, so yeah, they evolve at a rapid pace, and they're starting to take over like all of what I think they're in California at the time. And so Orlando Jones is one of the.
Wait, let me set more setting. We're just gonna do a review of the movie Evolution. One of my favorite things.
We're just gonna reenact scene by scene the movie Evolution.
I could probably write the script. I mean, just freehand. Orlando Jones is like the science professor, but he really shouldn't be, and he's a women's volleyball coach, and he really shouldn't be. But he also
and Sean William Scott is an aspiring fireman, and he really shouldn't be.
Even the fucking dummy he practices on dies. Orlando Jones lands himself a gig working for the USGS somehow, and that's how they get mixed up into this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the meteor hits, there's alien life. Orlando Jones, David Duchovny, and I don't think Sean William Scott's in this scene.
He's not.
They go down and they're wearing these spacesuits because around the aliens have created their own atmosphere just around where they are. And so they have their spacesuits. Well, this like Jumanji mosquito gets into Orlando Jones's suit. And then the government discovers him, and so the government's trying to arrest him. Meanwhile, he finds out this thing's in his suit, and he's freaking out. And then it go in it?
It goes in his leg, and so they got him on
his leg.
It's in his leg. They got him on a stretcher, like in the hospital, and it's like slowly moving up its leg, up his leg, and they're like, "We're gonna have to take the leg. We're gonna have to amputate." And he's like, "No, don't take the leg."
Meanwhile, he's being rushed on a gurney.
Yeah, to ER.
Yeah, and they don't know what's happening.
And they're like, "Let's." And they say it's what are they? It
changed direction.
Yeah, and it's heading north. And he's like, "Take the leg."
Oh God!
But he's like vehemently, "No, don't take the leg. Don't take the leg."
I think they end up flipping him on his stomach and taking it out of his anus.
Yeah.
And then he's
because they implied that it was heading towards his dick.
Yes. And so they get it out of his butthole, and then his next line, he's like, "I need ice cream," and he's like, "What flavor?" And he's like, "It doesn't matter. It's for my butt." God, I love that movie. At one point, okay. So,
could you just imagine the visual that sets, trying to feed yourself ice cream through your butthole?
Here's the other thing. I think some people take it for granted that someone would scoop the ice cream and gently lay it on top of his sphincter, whereas I would pack that fucking shit in. I'd put the ice cream and then put the cone in. What I'm saying is I have fantasized about giving Orlando Jones an ice cream enema. Oh my God.
Maybe a conema?
Okay, you win. Here we go. Oh, that was a good one. A conema.
A conema matata.
There's that soundboard though. Okay. Oh my God.
What a wonderful phrase.
Fuck. I'm out of sounds. Can we... What a wonderful phrase.
Okay. Yeah.
Shit. So evolution. This is the best part of our show is getting this off track. So I do believe that we started as monkeys, and one of my favorite theories, and I doubt
so you think we just, like, monkeys just appeared and then we evolved from that?
No. We started as fish squirrels. This is an old South Park callback. When Mr. Garrison explained to evolution, he's like, "You're a bunch of retarded fish monkeys." And anyways, so there's two theories I really enjoy, and I don't know. Okay, fuck. Let's boil it down. I believe in evolution.
Yes.
I have no idea how it actually happened, how it happens, why it happens, any of that. But
just that it happened.
Yes, two of my favorite things. One, the aquatic monkey theory is a real one. And there's two evolutionary traits that humans have to this day that would be very indicative of the fact that we once were maybe hominoid types living in or around water.
Like amphibians?
Not all the way amphibians, but like if humans had to live in water all the time. But like really shallow water.
I think I know one of the residual things. It's a hiccup. The reason why we hiccup, it's like, the theory is, because they don't actually know why we hiccup, but the theory is that the hiccup was like developed like as we were transitioning from water to land to make sure that water was out of our lungs.
Whoa. Which is interesting because there was one person that had a hiccup fit for like 31 years.
And then he drowned.
No, he died like the year after. I was like, man, that's a shit story.
Yeah.
Sucky life. I would have killed myself like 6 minutes into it.
Yeah, if I have hiccups longer than a minute and a half, I'm ready to die. I'm like, somebody throw me in a traffic, please.
My legit hiccups, this is my hiccup story. So, and I don't know when it started because my memory starts somewhere around like the 6th grade.
ESPN 30 for 30. The hiccup story.
What if I told you? Okay. My hiccups, a doctor at one point told me my diaphragm's fucked up, and he didn't use that exact vernacular.
He says really fucked up.
It's messed up aft. Messy aft. That'd be a weird way to describe a diaphragm. But anyways, so for as long as I can remember, my hiccups would always be an inward hiccup and an outward burp, and I could not stop the burp. And I could never figure out what it was, and I would mask the burp if I was in a public place. I'd be like, just, whoa, that's a really cool sound wave on our monitor there.
You sound like a bullfrog.
I felt, it hurt so bad. And then within the last year, there was one night I was driving home with my wife and
My wife.
My wife. Did I say it like that? God
Sort
damn
of.
it.
I was driving home with my wife.
Oh, shit. She is the oldest woman in all of my neighborhood. She is 43. Okay. God damn it, I'm watching Borat tonight.
She is number 4 prostitute in all of Kazakhstan.
Dude, it's gonna be like 3 hours before we get to Evolution. So,
It's gonna be like a Joe Rogan episode.
dude, if he ever released an episode, it's like part 1, I'm like, nope! Okay, anyways, so I'm like pulling into the neighborhood and I'm having a hiccup fit and I had the weirdest hiccup of my life. I still don't remember what it sounded like, but then after that my hiccups were normal. And they've been normal every time I've hiccuped.
Every time you will have hiccuped.
Every time I will have had hiccuped.
Hiccuped. Hiccuped.
Sounds like a French guy learning to speak.
Hiccuped.
Jesus, that really does sound like a French question. But dude, that night I almost, like, I was tearing up. I was so relieved and so happy to have painful hiccups for like 2 decades, and then I think I'm fixed. And like, if it ever comes back to it and I have a weird fucked up hiccup and then they're all burps again, I'm done.
I'm just ending it.
I'll see if you can remove a diaphragm, and if not, I'm done.
I don't think you can remove a diaphragm.
So how do we...
Maybe you could get a fake one put in, like an iron lung.
Do you know what an iron lung is? Because that's the giant machine you have to live in, and I would do it to get rid of the hiccups. Okay, so we got on hiccups because that was your water-based...
That's one of the things, that's one of the evolutionary leftovers.
That was not one of my 2. My
okay,
2 are...
So there's 3.
At least. 1 is your fingers get wrinkly in water.
Yeah.
And what that is it's a trait to give you better grip underwater.
And it does.
It does.
They climb out of the tub much faster now.
The other one, this one blows my mind, and I just found out about it a couple months ago. But I think it's called free diving, when you go out to the ocean.
Yeah.
And you basically not make a line, like, you're not drawing a line. You drop a line, and it goes like 200 or 300 feet down, and then you hold a single breath, and you pull yourself down as far as you can go, and then guide yourself back up. And according to water pressure laws,
physics.
Physics, that's the thing. That's the stuff. According to physics, once you go down that much and then you come back up, the water pressure should make your lungs cave in. But what happens is your body takes plasma from your blood and uses it to fill your alveoli.
Alveoli and the chipmunks.
Alveoli.
Alveoli, give me the formuloli.
Oh, Jesus. But I think that's so weird because I'm like, even if we were human monkey water things, at what point were we diving down 200 or 300 feet? We wouldn't have had an apparatus to bring us that far down and then that far up that quick, I think.
Well, maybe they figured out free diving a long time ago.
You'd have to use something natural like a pufferfish and like befriend it and then let it drag you to the bottom and then you say something to startle it and then it inflates and brings you back up. That's the only...
I just imagine you inflate the pufferfish on dry land and then as you go down, you puff it into your mouth to get more air.
You toke the pufferfish. That's a new drug.
Bong hits are pufferfish.
Okay, so that's one interesting theory is the water monkey thing.
The finger thing.
Well, no, the finger, the hiccup, and the plasma.
Oh, yeah.
But I was saying, like, there were...
Do you know...
Go
ahead. That's weird. We tried to out-polite each other.
What if I jinxed you during the podcast and you couldn't host
I'd hit you with a bottle of Coke.
Deal.
Another like weird thing is it's possible, like they've created like highly oxygenated liquid that if you breathe it in, you can like
absorb the oxygen.
Yeah, you can absorb the oxygen through your lungs and still breathe. Apparently, it hurts really bad at first, but then like once you're done, like you can breathe normally, and then.
I would be interested from a gaseous standpoint. Like, is it actual oxygen? Because we don't breathe pure oxygen.
No.
So, or is it
it's a mix.
The mix? Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So the other theory, so there's the water monkey. The other theory that I've heard that I enjoy is that when the climate changed, all these monkeys that lived in trees in Africa came down from the trees and then had to like forage for food through the flatlands.
Yeah.
Part of that is there were a lot of cows in Africa at the time, which is weird to think about now because does Africa have cows?
I don't know.
I've never seen it in a movie, and movies accurately depict everything.
A herd of African cows. All those herds of cows in the Sahara.
I find it hard to believe cows could survive if all the humans are starving to death.
What's weird, though, is cows are black and white. How'd they do during apartheid?
Whoa. That's weird to think about. Apartheid, what? Okay, that's a joke you did forever ago.
By forever ago, you mean like last episode?
Maybe. So the theory is that when the monkeys came down and they're having to forage for food, and to this day, when monkeys are close to cows, they become like fascinated by cow shit. And they would,
like by cow shit or by cows?
By cow paraphernalia. No, by the defecation of cows. And have you ever actually seen a cow pie?
No.
Okay, so I used to live next to a cow pasture, and I was enthralled by cow pies.
So that's the monkey thing.
Probably. Fucking stepping in one is like the most fun you can have. And I know that sounds disgusting, but there was a creek nearby, and I would wash myself off. And little cow pie angels. Okay, that's gross. That's gross to think about. I'm kidding.
Have cow pie ball fights.
Cow pie ball fights. It sounds
like a Street Fighter move. Cow pie ball fight.
Oh God.
Shoryuken.
So cow pies. Where was I going? Oh,
evolution.
I don't know what type of mushroom you get high off of.
Psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
Yes.
I knew it was something weird like that. But in a natural state, those things
psilocybin.
they can and do grow under cow shit. And so one of the theories is, so the climate changes, they come down from the trees, they're foraging, they find cow shit, they're like, hey, this is cool. And under it, they find the mushrooms and they try to eat those.
And then they, like Mario, evolve into humans.
Technically, yes. They leveled up. Their brains expanded, the capacities.
It would really be cool if on the soundboard you had the Super Mario, like, mushroom grow sound.
God damn it, we should plan this stuff better. We should plan things better.
We should plan.
Hold on. Please hold on for one moment while I try to see if we have it.
Nope.
Okay.
You just wanted an excuse to use that noise.
I'm trying to work that noise in.
We could do the blooper reel and work that in. We could do the blooper reel and work that in. We could do the blooper reel and
that's
work
annoying.
that in.
So anyways, I believe in evolution. Jesus. Now
you're the worst term paper ever.
Here's the interesting thing. So let's say,
as if nothing you said before this was interesting at all.
No, but this is where it gets really good.
Yeah.
Like Denzel Washington movie good. I made that up.
Are you a wolf?
Let's say, and I don't actually know the timeline. Let's say humans from when
6,000 years ago.
Okay, Jesus.
Jesus.
So once we became Homo sapiens, let's say that was 15,000 years ago.
And then 10,000 years ago we became homosexuals.
Good one. There's one before Homo sapiens called proto-hominids, I believe.
Neanderthal.
So anyways, let's say between like 15 and 20,000 years is what it took for us to go from classifiably human to technologically where we're at today. And beyond even technology, like language is fucking huge. We have concepts around today that we can talk about. That
we have consonants.
We didn't have words for these things a long time ago. So anyways, let's say it's about 20,000 years. The interesting thing is, if you believe in evolution, you'd have to naturally wonder what's stopping the monkeys of today from evolving in the future.
Well, that's one of the common arguments from non-evolutionary believers.
You can say it.
AKA
pagans. Just kidding.
From people who don't believe in evolution, so Christians, well, if we evolved from monkeys, how come there's still monkeys?
I'm like, yeah, because if you have vanilla pudding, 2 cups of it, and you put chocolate syrup in one and mix it, you have chocolate pudding and vanilla pudding. But you could easily put the chocolate syrup in the other vanilla pudding and make it chocolate again.
Yeah.
And that's my theory. As
It all
weird as
boils
that-
down to chocolate syrup.
Yeah. But like, so things that have happened in the last couple of years that kind of spawned this theory in my brain is one.
They taught Coco sign language.
Nah, that's not that impressive because they didn't teach Coco. Is that the one that went on Oprah?
Yeah.
I
That was the
only
one
know-
that was best friends with Robin Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, only time I ever saw it was on Oprah, and I'll never forget. The TV guide at the time said, like, Oprah Winfrey, someone taught a gorilla to speak, and I'm like, yes, yes.
About time Oprah learned to talk.
Before that, she was just doing sign language. Shit. So there was a gorilla, and I'm gonna say gorilla for all these. It could be an orangutan or a chimpanzee. Fuck you. There was a gorilla that was walking upright by its own volition, which is weird. There's a picture on the internet and it's, by all accounts, it's not like a Photoshop thing, of an orangutan that's like hanging over a body of water with a crudely fashioned stick spear thing, and is spear fishing. And it just kind of makes you wonder, like, if monkeys figure out some very basic concepts, like make things sharp and they hurt stuff, or walk instead of that thing they're doing. What would stop them from evolving the rest of the way is my first question.
I don't think there's technically anything that would stop them, but I think what happened was thousands of years ago, when whatever happened, broke off, like there was one mutation that happened that caused, that took.
Yeah.
And then because of that mutation, they had the evolutionary advantage, so they were able to, continue to procreate. And because it was just a mutation, they weren't they weren't so different from the apes that they were still able to procreate with them and pass that mutated gene along and continue to produce more and more. And then that's how it evolved from there. But the rest of the monkeys that didn't have that, they kept passing along.
So you're saying we should fuck monkeys?
That's how you get AIDS.
What if Ebola. AIDS is an evolutionary trait to try to keep humans from interspecies procreation with monkeys to stop the monkeys of today from evolving into humans?
AIDS is a punishment for the homosexuals?
Why did you just sound like my dad? Just kidding.
Is your dad Joel Osteen?
No, did Joel Osteen actually say that?
I don't know.
Oh, God.
I never listened to Joel Osteen.
But you asked a question at the very beginning of your response.
Yeah, what if God was one of us?
Just a stranger on a bus.
I think this is the third time we've done that joke on the show.
You asked what would stop monkeys from evolving, and I think the answer would be humans.
Okay.
Because at a certain point, you'd be like, okay, they just figured out how guns work. Like,
yeah,
we gotta
shut that shit down. That's how Planet of the Apes started.
Whoa, it is very... Well, which Planet of the Apes, first off? Because the
All.
old ones, I think, took place on Earth. And then the Mark Wahlberg, Janet Jackson one? Was it Janet Jackson?
I don't know.
Shit. That was like on Mars or some shit.
But no, I'm talking about, I'm referring to the new ones and then the original.
I still haven't seen one of the new ones. Are they good?
They're solid.
Yeah.
I mean,
are they good or entertaining? This is a callback to last episode.
They're entertaining for sure.
Gotcha.
What's really entertaining is the motion capture that they did for Caesar. He's the main ape.
They got it from the same guy that does Schmeagol, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andy Serkis. He did the motion capture and all that for Caesar. He did the voice and everything. And that's I mean, he brought that character to life, but it's cool to see with the CGI and everything, how realistic they were able to get everything to look. It doesn't look cheap at all or hokey.
I wonder, okay, whenever I see really good CGI, I wonder, this is going to sound dumb at first, but how they do it. Is there one specific computer program that costs billions and billions of dollars?
No, it's I think they all generally use, it's readily available software that they use. It's just one, how skilled the programmers are doing it, and then, obviously how many of them. Because it takes...
Yeah, a team of them.
Because it doesn't, you couldn't just render a CGI movie on your home computer. it would take literally days to like render one frame of footage to be like usable.
That's crazy to think about, and it seems such a daunting task to make like a Planet of the Apes movie where is the main monkey Caesar?
Yeah.
Yeah, where like Caesar is CGI through the entire thing. I would just be like, all right, put a guy in a suit. Because like I also watched the movie Congo, which I think Congo came out in like 96 or 97. Have you ever seen it?
Probably not.
Okay, so there's a person in a gorilla suit, and it's a convincing person in a gorilla suit. And I'm like, okay, even if in 2016 that's not like, people would still tell it's a person in a gorilla suit, you'd save so much fucking money.
Yeah, like if you think about all these computer animated movies, like the Pixar movies.
Yeah,
it's
Toy
crazy.
Story.
Well, not even that. Like think about Monsters Inc. Sully's completely covered in fur. They have to individually animate like each strand of hair.
I always imagine there's like a line of code that just explains that like when hair 1A wiggles to the left, then 0.03 seconds later, hair 1B wiggles to the left.
But they have to do individual, like, it's individual animations, like, depending on how, like, realistic you want the hair to look, there has to be individual animations for, like, each section of hair.
That's crazy to me.
There's a movie called Home that came out. It was a DreamWorks movie. It was one of those, like, CG, animated movies.
CGI.
And it was, the dude that plays Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory did one of the voices. But they had some of the most realistic hair on people I've ever seen.
Jake, we're 36 minutes in. Thank you for not talking about rap yet. What did the hair look like?
It was black people hair.
Okay, you talked about rap.
No, but it was like the hair, like it was like super curly hair. And it just looked like I could, like,
okay,
you could run it through your fingers and it would be real hair.
Sometimes I think, being completely retarded in a topic.
In life.
Well, in a specific topic can help you, like, appreciate things. So I have no idea how that works.
Yeah.
But is it weird to think that you could write a code that would dictate what hair does when the head moves? And then that also happens in real life.
Well, so it's not just code. You have to make the computer model, and then you have to go through and like make those animations for each like part of the character.
Jeez. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why if you ever watch to the end of the credits, the video, like the VFX credits, excuse me, they literally take up like half of the credits for any of these big budget movies.
Otherwise the credits take like 15 seconds to roll. They're like, okay, this is who was in it.
This is the main cast and the director, executive producer. Okay, we're done.
So a lot of times like video game companies go under, and I can't help but think like that's why, like, you have to put
it's so
much work. Yeah.
The visual effects people that made that did the tiger in Life of Pi, they went out of business because of it.
Jesus.
Like, it was so expensive for them to produce it that they didn't get paid enough to recoup like
was
how
it
much
wait,
cost them.
Just the tiger though?
Yeah.
Man.
Well, I mean they didn't just do the tiger, like they did the whole movie. I mean, but they filmed the whole movie, took place in a warehouse, and the ocean and the tiger were all CGI.
Yeah, but there's so many other things that I could see. And here I am, like, completely jaded already. I'm like, they didn't just go under for the tiger, obviously. Because, like, there's a scene where there's the bioluminescent algae in the water at night, and I'm like...
Yeah, but that was all CG.
Yeah. I know.
But they're the ones that...
they didn't have real bioluminescent
They didn't have real water.
The water was fake?
Yeah, they were just in a warehouse. They had a boat. There was like a green screen underneath the boat, and then there was green screen above and like behind it and everything.
Jeez.
So everything in that movie was pretty much CG except the dude wearing the turban.
His name was Pi.
Oh,
it was about his life.
Oh, that's weird. That explains everything.
Is it? Is it weird?
Yeah, it's weird that they would name the movie about the guy that the movie's about. Could you imagine? What if they did name movies specifically about the main character? Like, I know Harry Potter was called Harry Potter, but What if they what if instead of Transformers it's just Shia LaBeouf is a douchebag?
Or Miss Doubtfire be, it's Robin Williams! Exclamation point.
Transsexuals! The movie.
What if, okay, weird conspiracy theory, what if Robin Williams decided to do Mrs. Doubtfire knowing that would plant the seed in like that
What if I could
brain?
be a woman?
No. Like plant the seed so that we become more socially accepting 15 or 20 years down the road of transgender people.
Oh, you used to be a dude and now you're an old lady? That's cool. I love Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay, you hit on another thing I was thinking about this
He
week.
he also played a gay dude in the movie The Birdcage.
He also played a gay dude in the movie called Patch Adams. Just kidding. Sorry.
You know, he just in that movie he just played a really shitty doctor.
Seriously though. It's like, yeah, again, a bowl of spaghetti. I don't know what any of these tools are.
And then he was in a movie Jack where he was retarded.
And then he was in a movie Flubber.
Where he was retarded.
Actually, we shouldn't talk bad about him. I love him. I think he was.
I'm not talking bad about him. I'm talking bad about his movies.
He was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I love
up until
Robin
the
Williams.
very end, and then that was the funniest of all. That's bad.
Everything he does is hilarious.
Shit! You reminded me for a moment about something I was thinking about this week.
Oh, you're thinking of Flubber.
Jesus, no. You know, my only memory of Flubber. This is random and not that funny, but in the 3rd or 4th or 5th grade, we had a movie.
6th.
Yeah, I got held back a lot. We had a movie day, and I distinctly remember that's the only time I've ever watched Flubber, and I sat on the floor on my Jurassic Park 2 beach towel.
That's weird. The only thing I remember about that movie is the Flubber dancing.
Oh, you don't remember when he got in his car engine and his car could fly?
I don't.
And I'm pretty sure Shooter McGavin was in it too, but maybe
I remember that yellow flying robot thing.
Oh yeah.
Claptrap.
The original. Okay, so let's talk about transgender, speaking of Miss Doubtfire. So now you can basically pick what gender you were supposed to be. What if one day you could pick what age you were supposed to be, and it becomes like this huge loophole for pedophilia?
And then that Blink 182 song's irrelevant. What's my age again? Don't play the song.
Okay. Actually, I should have been like, and then we could just restart from fresh.
Restart from fresh? Do it again.
Why did I say that?
Alright.
Okay, whew.
Take 2.
But what if, like, you know, you're 35 and you sleep with like a 16-year-old, and then they want to take you to jail, and you're like, no, but I identify
She used to be 35.
Now you're projecting your age dysmorphia.
Did you just assume my age? Sir, your driver's license says that you're 36. I was born 2 weeks ago.
That would be such a weird world. Somebody would like act your age and then you just like shit your pants.
Oh, you want to tell me to act my age? I'm a 35-year-old man, but I'm 2 years old.
Okay, if I did have to act my age, I would briefly want to be like 3 months old. On a day I had diarrhea.
So you get suck on a titty again?
No. More than sucking on a tit, I want to lay on my stomach and have diarrhea. I just want to see a chocolate fountain, much like the Golden Corral.
I just want to lay on my stomach and poop again.
Okay, that was my first one, but then I thought...
Because I don't like having diarrhea.
Dude, see how high you could shoot it in the air, though? Oh. I'd get one of those things that they use at NFL Combine that judges your high jump.
You gotta smack it.
Your shit would smack it. And they're like, oh, you hit 37 inches, you're gonna get a 2nd round draft pick.
That's pretty impressive. My diarrhea is always so hot, it would be like molten lava burning the rest of my house.
Dude, I wonder, okay, I'm gonna have to post this on Reddit on Explain It Like I'm 5. Why does diarrhea feel hot?
I think it's because it's not all the way broken down, so there's still a lot of stomach acid and everything in there.
Okay, so it's literally burning your asshole.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's part of it. And then, I mean, obviously if you eat hot foods, it's that hot, like you get that hot again on the way out.
You ever have a hot fart? Is that just, there's a lot of acid molecules in the gas that comes out?
Yeah. Fart acid.
Man. Oh, dude. Okay, so speaking of Explain It Like I'm 5, do you ever go on that subreddit?
Sometimes.
Okay.
I prefer explain it like I'm 6. It's a little more nuanced.
Because you get to pick your age.
Yeah.
So maybe a year ago, someone posted, like, how does Lysol actually kill the smell of stuff? And the answer was incredible. And
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So literally, what it does is it lubricates scent molecules, or especially, I mean, you're not going to, be like, it smells too good in here, spray Lysol. So it lubricates,
It
shit
smells worse
particles.
in here. Play that fart spray.
Play that fart music, white boy. Okay. But it'll lubricate shit particles, which that's all a fart is you're sniffing people's shit, you fucking
Your shit
weirdos.
particles. I learned that from Wilfred. There
Yeah.
are such thing as shit particles.
God, I love Wilfred. You know, all four or 5 seasons are on Netflix now.
I did.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been texting you back recently. Shit, what was I? Oh, I was talking about
I've
shit.
been too busy winning the Super Bowl in Madden.
Oh, must be nice. Fuck. So it lubricates
So shit particles.
Yeah, it lubricates the shit particles so that when you breathe them in through your nose, they won't hit your scent receptors in your nose.
Your olfactory glands.
Is that really what it's called?
Yeah.
Jesus. You know the weirdest stuff.
I know.
But then
Instead
I'm
of
like,
kids say the darndest things, it's Jake knows the weirdest stuff.
yes. Okay, so that's my favorite noise in the world now. So then, I mean, they still advertise themselves as killing 99.9% of germs and eliminates odors. It doesn't eliminate an odor. It eliminates your ability to perceive an odor.
With the odors, it's the lubrication thing, but it can kill actual bacteria.
Okay, I'm going to sue them for false advertisement. They don't eliminate odors. In fact,
Well, it's 2 different Lysols that you use. If you want to disinfect, you use Lysol. Then if you want to kill odors,
any air freshener. I said Lysol because I have a vendetta, but Glade.
Well, but that's a separate beef though. Like Lysol, if you're using the Lysol disinfectant, that's to kill germs. It's not to kill odor. It may you're gonna smell a bunch of Lysol because you just sprayed Lysol. But with the air freshener stuff, that's the lubrication thing that you're talking about.
Air freshener is what I want to sue.
Okay.
Anyone that says they eliminate an odor, they do not.
I'm
to
with
eliminate the odor, the only thing I would think is put particles out there that are heavy that attach to the shit particles and bring them down to the ground.
Then you can vacuum them up, and then you
can
have a shit vacuum.
your poop. Yeah.
A shit vacuum,
It sucks your shit.
aka a space toilet.
AKA my mom. Okay.
Good thing your mom doesn't listen.
She does.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, she doesn't.
Now we're only gonna have 4,000 listens.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so last episode, I was like, this episode is going to be the one that gets us 4,000. And then we hit 4,000 before I even fucking edited it. Edited it. I was like doing my own slow drum roll. Before I edited
Look at that cool ass sound wave that it did too. That was pretty funny.
Jesus.
That's awesome.
Let me get that tattooed on me. It says my dead son's laughter or something. That's fucking morbid.
Okay, Joe Biden.
Did he do that?
No, he didn't, but he does have a dead son.
Oh, I thought maybe he took his
Bo Biden.
Bo Biden. That's why his son died. That fucking name.
Wrong kid died.
Shit, I already lost it.
The dude Bo Bides.
Alright, that was kind of good. Okay, guys.
I'm just kidding. I love Joe Biden.
Fuck, I swear I had gold I wanted to talk about.
You're talking about shit vacuums?
Nope.
Yeah, you were.
I mean, yeah, I was talking about that, but...
no, you were talking about tattooing the sound wave on your arm?
God damn, it was before that.
Oh. So it's between the shit vacuum and between the...
No, but speaking of people dying, 2 streets down from me, the 17-year-old son in that family died in a car accident.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, recently. So, my wife, she baked cookies. My wife, she baked cookies and she brought them over. And while she's giving them the cookies, I was like, I want to take his sticker off the back of their car so bad.
You won't be needing this.
Get it up to date. And then I would even, cause they have 2 other kids, I would even move the kids up. I'd move the dog into the old son spot cause he's gonna die next statistically. And that's just the running, whoever's there is, that spot's haunted on their back
There was
windshield.
there's a sketch comedy group that did a skit like that. It was
Saturday Night Live. Just kidding.
No, they're better. Mad TV. No, but anyway, so it's on YouTube. It's a YouTube channel. I don't know the name of the group, but I'm gonna explain. So it's big nasty car crash. The mom pulls up and she's like, my son, is he okay? And one of the cops looks at the other cop and then he just peels off the sticker and just hands it to her. He's like, they're not gonna be needing this.
It's such a brilliant concept. Jeez.
I do love morbid humor like that. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Sometimes I get upset at how
upset other people get.
Yeah.
Me.
But then other times I'm like, no, I need that. Like I enjoy making people cringe.
Yeah, it's fun.
The other day we were doing like a game night with some friends, and we're playing this game where you have to someone reads the beginning of a statement, and then you have to write your answer, and they gotta guess who wrote what. And it's like things my parents never told me, and
I love you.
Yes, that was mine. Dude, we would have had to put ours back for being duplicates, but yeah, everyone's like sex or how to drive a manual, and I'm like, I love you.
I'm proud of you.
Like the cringe that goes to the room when that happens, I love it.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. Speaking of people getting upset about offensive shit, do you hear about so many people getting upset about the recent Walking Dead episode for being too violent?
Get out of here!
I swear to God, there are people that it was too violent. I'm like, you're watching a show that one is rated TVMA, two is based on a comic book where people it's based off of one zombies, and it's
three. Most of what happens is already in the graphic novel,
yeah,
so
and it happens the exact same way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so people regularly get shot in the face, get their throats cut. They get their faces ripped off.
Do you remember when Rick ate the man's side of his face?
Bit the guy's throat off? Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
Last season a girl took an arrow through the eyeball. But so
wait, Carl's not a girl. Just kidding.
Yeah, he is. He hasn't cut that hair recently. But people Glenn getting his head bashed. Spoiler alert.
This part of the show is called Talking Dead. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, so when Chris Hardwick came out, and you've seen the episode, right?
What?
Oh
yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry.
And I hated it.
Okay. But not because it's too violent?
Actually, no.
Okay. But seeing part of his skull got caved in and his eyeball was bugging out, just like in the comics. And he's mumbling, his blood's pouring down his face, mumbling his last words to Maggie. And it's hilarious. But so people were furious that it got shown on TV as if the FCC has any sort of control over what gets shown on cable channels.
Yeah, they don't.
As far as what's allowed on TV is concerned, if it's not a network channel, it's all, they can show whatever they want. That's why on American Horror Story last season they were able to show some dude getting raped with a drill dough.
Was that the Lady Gaga season?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I watched the beginning of it. And this season, man.
I haven't watched it I haven't watched the last 3 seasons.
Can I tell you the 2 reasons I think I hate The Walking Dead?
Okay.
One, kind of to hit your point, FCC does not control what they say.
Or what's shown.
Correct. Twice, I feel like now they've chickened out. Once when the group all got stuck in, what was it, Terminus?
Yeah.
They got stuck on the train, and they ended the season with Rick going, they're messing with the wrong people.
Instead of you're fucking with the wrong people.
Yes, that was the original game plan.
But that's what they do though, because they may not have, the difference between cable channels and HBO is HBO doesn't have to pay for, they don't get money from advertisers.
Uh-huh.
So they advertise their own shit because it's a premium subscription they have to pay extra for.
Yeah.
So with cable channels, they get a lot of their money from ad revenue. And so they don't want to do things that are going to upset their sponsors. So for whatever reason, blatant, excessive violence is okay, but swearing's not.
Dude, in the world in which we live, if you are controversial, people will watch you, Trump.
Yeah. Exactly.
If they would have dropped the F-bomb as...
Oh, that would have been incredible.
Yeah, 150 million people would have been up in arms, 150 million people would have been enthralled, and next week 300 million people would have watched the show.
Watch the episode to see what they do next.
Absolutely. And that's how it works, but...
What was it? What was the show that the show that said shit for the first time on like network TV?
South Park. They said it like 141 times.
No. It was like NYPD Blue or something like that. It was like
Possibly.
some super serious cop drama. They said shit on national television. Oh, so many people watched that episode.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Like that's
okay. The other chicken out moment was when Abraham got his head bashed. Spoiler alert! And he's like, "Suck my nuts." I'm like, he wanted to say dick.
But suck my nuts. Like that's like, I don't care. Like I loved that. That was the perfect way.
Is it because it fit Abraham's character?
Yes, it fit him perfectly. Him dropping a "suck my nuts" as he gets his head bashed in because he didn't get like last words in the comic because. The girl that died, the girl that got the arrow through the eye, that was the way Abraham died in the comic books. So in the comics, he didn't get like a last word. He got the arrow through the eye and he was done.
Yeah.
It was like such a surprise out of nowhere death. So for him to actually get those like badass last words to just go out.
Badass. Suck my nuts. He might as well been like, tickle my pickle and then just drop dead.
If somebody's smashing your head in with a barbed wire wrapped baseball bat and you look up at him and tell him to suck your nuts, like that's a badass move.
Oh my god.
He just looked up, suck my nuts.
Okay, here's my
I want that
second
tattooed
reason.
on my chest.
Right next to your dead child's laughter sound waves.
Right next to my Harambe tattoo.
Your Harambe tattoo is a full body tattoo though, so that doesn't.
It's actually right next to the tattoo of Glenn's eyeball.
Ugh. Here's the other reason I think I don't like The Walking Dead anymore. For the last 2 seasons in a row, so when the show first started out, I felt like they kept you enthralled throughout the season, and then during like the off season, between seasons, like they would kind of, I don't know, you would lose interest a little bit, and then now the show seems to have flip-flopped, whereas during the season, it's like good, and then their main goal is to keep you hooked from the season finale or the mid-season finale.
Yeah, I did not like the cliffhanger. I liked this episode to open the season.
Yeah.
See, I like if I'm watching a drama and it's if it's a violent show, I like it to be as like dark and gritty as possible.
I could see that.
Because that adds to the seriousness of it. I just wish that it still feels a little too predictable. Like I fucking texted. There's a girl I work with that we talk Walking Dead when it's on, but we don't work at the same store, so we have to text about it now.
Yeah.
And she was asking me what my final predictions, like 15 minutes before the episode starts. And she's like, who do you think's going to die? I was like, at this point, I think 2 people are dying. I think it's be Abraham and Glenn.
Jesus.
And, not even 15 minutes before the episode aired. And I hadn't read like any spoilers or anything. It was just like my information, like I based my opinion off of what I thought.
Yeah.
But it was too predictable. Like if they would have,
They need to kill an actual main character.
Yes.
Either like Glenn or Daryl. I'm sorry, either Rick or Daryl needs to go.
If they would have killed Daryl, that would have the internet would have burned to the ground. It would have been the greatest thing ever. As a person who loves Daryl on the show, if they would have killed Daryl, it would that would have set some
Can we end this episode with me talking about Colin Cowherd, and I'm going to tie it into this.
I don't want to talk about Colin Cowherd
at all. I know you hate
all.
him. I know you hate him. Colin Cowherd once was describing why Andrew Luck is his favorite quarterback in the league. And his thing was, Andrew Luck has a lot of turnovers. Yeah. Andrew Luck makes some bad plays. Andrew Luck is aggressive. Yeah. And he's like, and when you're aggressive, and you can use the basketball comparison of Michael Jordan took like the most shots in that time frame. Kobe Bryant took the most shots in his time frame.
Kobe took all the shots.
For the Lakers, yeah. Andrew Luck throws the ball. Yeah. He throws it 30 to 50 times a game. He throws it downfield. He holds it way too long to let routes develop. And he's aggressive. And I feel like in so many different avenues and industries, being aggressive wins.
Donald Trump.
I mean, I hate to say it, but with The Walking Dead, they are afraid to be aggressive. If you're aggressive, you drop an F-bomb in the train.
Yeah.
If you're aggressive, you kill either Rick or... if they kill Rick, imagine the mindfuck of where this season would have gone.
Yeah.
And then you give your other characters an opportunity to establish a leader role.
Yeah.
Like, if they kill Rick, and then 5 episodes in, Daryl kills Negan...
So that's... And this is why, this is why I feel like Game of Thrones is a better show than Walking Dead, because they are aggressive.
Yes.
And so in the books...
What's the writer's name?
George R. Martin.
He had his dick out. I remember that.
So he wrote the books, and the books are violent, they're brutal, like, it's written like that. But the show has deviated enough from the books where you generally, like, some of the general plot threads that are going to happen, but you don't know specifics. There's still enough that they've diverged enough from the books where people could still be surprised. With The Walking Dead, they've stuck so much to the comic books that it's hard for them to, like, break away from it, because they're afraid that they're going to lose all their comic book watchers because they deviated from something like comics. Whereas with Game of Thrones, they've shown that you can deviate from the source material, and if you do it right, it can still be successful.
I think one thing that will bring Game of Thrones down is the fact that it's written, for the most part, by one person.
Well, no.
Well, there's writers that write based on his books, correct?
So they're ahead now of where they were, of where the books are. They've passed him.
Oh, wow.
So when they sat down to write the series, like, they pitched the series to him.
So is he like a consultant for the writers?
Yes, he does consult on the show, and he gave them, like, general plot information of how the series is of how he envisions the series ending, and they were just little plot points that he, like, these are what you have to work with, but they've deviated enough from the books. Like, there are people dead in the show that are still alive in the books, and vice versa.
Yeah. But not Hodor.
Well, Hodor's still alive in the books because they haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, wow. So they're that far ahead.
This pretty much all of season 5 or 6, whichever the most recent one was pretty much all brand new stuff that hadn't been written yet.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and it was like, this season was widely regarded as, like, their best season, and I think it's because they didn't have the show holding them, like, the books holding them back anymore. At this point, I feel like The Walking Dead, like, just ditch the books. Like, you can bring in, like, shit that happens in the books, like, bring in the people and the places where they go, and, like, have some of the same general, like, you can have major events that happen in the books happen in the show, but you don't have to do it scene for scene.
I feel like, okay, so to tie it back to The Walking Dead, The Walking Dead needs to treat itself like the Royal Rumble. So at first there's a few people in it, and then at, like, a certain point there's like 15 or 16 people in the ring just duking it out. And then you need someone to come in and just fucking clothesline everyone off of all the ropes. Like, where Kane comes in, he throws Drew Carey out, he throws Viscera out, he rolls Bubba Ray Dudley under the ropes, and just clears it out.
Yeah.
And so it can rebuild back up.
Well, so that's the thing. That's the biggest gripe. So there's still, like, 4 or 5 people left from when the show first started. Do you know how many people, like, they've met along these, like, 6-7 years that they've been doing this show? There's so many people that they've met, like, and all of them have died. But there's still, like, 4 or 5 left of the original crew.
Yeah, they gotta go.
Glenn was the first, like, of the main encampment to die since, like, Andrea died in, like, season 2 or 3.
Whoa, yeah. Back when they were with the governor.
In Woodbury.
Jesus.
So that, like, you gotta have, like, so either, I don't know, I feel like if they kill off Rick, the show's dead. But if they kill off somebody like Daryl, I think that would have, if they had killed off Daryl and kept, like, Abraham,
I don't know. Or they kill Rick and then Negan becomes like a dynamic character and changes to be good or something.
I don't know, but I fucking love Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan. He is fucking fantastic.
I agree. Or, I mean, if they change, like, the dynamic of the show altogether. So, like, in Fear the Walking Dead, the military was very involved in the first 2 seasons. Like,
they're only on season 2.
Huh? No, season 3.
Starts.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Just finish up season 2.
Yeah, I get so confused by half seasons now. I don't know.
Yeah, because they do 8 episodes and then air that, like, wait 2 months and then.
Because there's that one episode, I think in season 2 of The Walking Dead, or maybe the end of season 1, where, like, they run into an agent with the CDC. Or
yeah, there's a very end of is like the last episode of season One.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah.
And they haven't had interaction with a government official since. Now, is the entire government dead?
Yeah,
or,
I mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, that'd be a cool element to bring
It'd be
into
cool.
it.
It'd be like, it would be cool, because I don't think they've done it in the comics. It would be cool if they went into Negan's backstory. Like, what if he used to be a government agent or some shit like that? And like, as he's gone through this like whole terrible ordeal, like he's, like how he's become this like man.
You know, it's a weird fan theory I just developed in my brain. If you look at the question, why Negan, backwards, it's Nagini from Harry Potter.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah. Let's, we're at an hour and 4 minutes. You want to go and start winding down?
Yeah. Don't play music.
I have to.
God damn
This
it.
is my winding down music. We had such a good episode.
We did. Alright, stop it.
Wait, I want to know if they actually sing. Nope. Okay.
Well, the intro takes like forever in that song. You don't actually hear words for like 45
So
seconds.
is it bitter irony that's the final countdown?
But it takes 45 seconds to get to the actual countdown.
kind of like Freebird being a 12-minute song. Like, even if I was a Freebird, I'd fucking kill myself during it.
Yeah, with the Freebird's 12 minutes long, but you only want to hear the last 7 minutes.
The last 7 minutes. The fact that you can say that about a song.
Well, that's the solo.
Touche. So, episode 26, we're at about 4,200 listens, so thank you to everyone who will have had
listened.
Yeah. Whew.
And continues to will have listened.
Yeah, you will have had will listened. Alright, that's all for me. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook.
JakeandJoshPodcast.com.
Rate and review us on iTunes.
Not rape and review us. I mean, you can do that too, but rate.
God, I would hate to be raped and then reviewed about how the rape went.
Oh, it was good. It didn't put up much of a fight, though.
Had a very pungent odor.
He just laid on his belly and had diarrhea.
Oh. To end the episode with the perfect callback. Jesus. Let's end with this. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was going to end with another sound effect, but I'm fucking done with the soundboard. This is all. Goodbye.
Love you.